Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. I'm Mindy, this is See Mindy Mom, and behind me I have a grocery haul to share with you guys, so stay tuned. The Reader's Digest condensed version of my grocery hauls right now is that I am trying to clean up our diet just a little bit. I'm trying to buy things that are a little bit more whole foods, a little bit higher quality, like grass-fed and pasture-raised and organic where I can. We are nowhere close to perfect. I don't think anybody is. We're just doing the best that we can. But in order to make the things that I'm making, you don't necessarily have to shop the way that I'm shopping. If you want to buy conventional ingredients, you absolutely can. That's totally up to you. In addition to that, I am also somebody who is conscious of my weight. I'm trying to chip away a little bit at some weight gain that I had last summer, and I have recently rejoined Weight Watchers. I'm actually a lifetime Weight Watchers member. I really like the program. They recently rolled out some changes to their program, and I am working the WW Purple program right now. So I want meals that are healthy. I want meals that taste good, but also I have to have meals and foods that are family friendly because I have 3 kids, and I want them to eat nutritiously, but it's no use buying stuff that they aren't going to eat. So this is how I am feeding my family and myself things that not only taste good, but that are good for us as well. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go into the grocery haul now. I went to Aldi and to Sprouts and show you what I got. All right, you guys, this side is my Sprouts haul, and this side is my Aldi haul. I got pretty much all of my produce from Aldi or from Sprouts this week. I wasn't super excited about the Aldi sales. Organic potatoes were only, I think, $1.88 for a bag. I think it's a 5-pound bag. Is it a 5-pound bag? Yes, it is, for a 5-pound bag. So that's a good deal. These are some Pink Lady apples. They were $1.48 a pound. If you guys like my new produce bags, I got these on Amazon. You can find that linked in the description box below if you're interested. Some grapes, some cutie oranges. These are organic. I don't worry about oranges or you know, stuff that we peel. These are from the bulk bin. This is cashews, which I've been roasting myself. And this is barley. I was so excited to see that barley made the 0 Point Foods list on WW Purple. I have cooked with barley before, and I'm looking forward to experimenting with it more moving forward. Some sun-dried tomatoes, some whole wheat penne, some organic tomato paste, a couple cans of no salt added organic tomato sauce. This was a splurge. It was expensive, but it is a very clean cottage cheese, and I love cottage cheese. It is a 4% fat, so technically this is not free on the Purple plan. I think fat-free cottage cheese is, but I don't do fat-free dairy. But if you want to know what I am doing about healthy fats on the Purple plan, you can watch my most recent What I Eat in a Day video where I talk about that. I'll try to link it up here. And then I have, I bought this, I bought a ton of cheese at Aldi, but then when I got to Sprouts, this 1-pound block of Organic Valley cheddar cheese, organic cheese, was on sale for $5.99, which that is a really great price for organic cheese. So cheese lasts a long time, so I went ahead and snatched that up. I also got some feta for salads and, you know, scrambled eggs and stuff, and some tortellini for a new recipe that I'm trying. I bet you can guess that the sun-dried tomatoes are also for that as well. But that was my Sprouts haul. And then this was my Aldi haul. Tortilla chips are usually a staple in my house. Those are a really good quality organic tortilla chip. Some organic milk, some cheese. I've been loving this cheese. I buy the mature or the vintage. It is from grass-fed cows, grass-fed dairy. And I think it's really flavorful. Yes, it is full-fat cheese. It is like 2 smart points for ½ an ounce, but I'm totally okay with that. And then I walked by and saw these, and I actually got these to use on a charcuterie board that I plan to do when we have company in a couple weeks. So like I said, cheese has a long date in the fridge. This doesn't expire until the 15th of April, and it's November right now. So I'm going to try to hide these. I went ahead and picked them up this week because they were running out, and I was afraid they wouldn't have it, and they were only $2.99. These are only $2.99 also, which is a great deal for grass-fed cheese. I always buy a few bags of steamed broccoli. I don't worry about buying that organic because broccoli is one of the crops that they don't use a lot of pesticides on. Anyway, turkey breast, it's not the best, but at least it doesn't, I finally found one that doesn't have carrageenan in it. A block of Parmesan cheese for shredding, some chicken breasts. These are organic chicken breasts. They do carry that now at Aldi, I've noticed. Some chili powder. We were almost out. And a couple of things I want to talk about here, so just bear with me for a minute. First of all, I've been buying, I do plan to make beans in my crock pot. I still have pinto beans that I'm going to make, and I'll use those to make like fat-free refried beans also. But I've been buying the organic ones in the can mainly because the sodium level is so much less than the non-organic kind. So I'll just rinse those, and those will come in handy on the purple plan because these are 0 points. And then I got a qualm with the way this is scanning. Y'all, this is a really good quality marinara. It's organic. It's pretty clean, and it's pretty cheap. It's less than $2 a bottle, and I just think it's good to have one of these around if I'm going to be eating a little bit more pasta. But the ingredients in this are basically tomatoes, onions, garlic, and some seasonings. And it's scanning at 2 smart points per serving, even though there's no added sugars. If I were to make this from scratch using these ingredients, it would be 0. So I'm probably not going to count that. I think that that's a really good quality marinara without added sugars. And you guys, I am really, really struggling to find a good quality stock. These vegetable broths, I just wanted to show you guys. This is the organic, and this is the regular. So when you flip over the ingredients here, look at the ingredient list here, and even though it's organic vegetables that they're using, there's some other things in here like dextrose, which is basically sugar, yeast extract, they both have that, pear juice concentrate, organic flavoring. You know, that's basically organic natural flavors, and natural flavors are something I'm trying to avoid if I can. And then you turn over the non-organic one, and the produce they use in it isn't organic, but it has fewer ingredients. And yes, it have sugar, but it just says sugar instead of dextrose, yeast extract. I mean, this doesn't have the natural flavors in it. So it's just kind of like, okay, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, which one of these is worse or better or what have you. But I just thought that was interesting. So anyhow, I think I already said butter. Guys, my son's birthday is this week, and I mean, don't worry, we're not going to get him more than peaches, but he always makes grocery requests when I go, and he so wanted peaches. Peaches are not in season. It is November, so this is the best I could do, and at least they're in juice and not in syrup. This is something that was in the closeout aisle at Aldi. You know how they have an aisle where a bunch of stuff that are like special purchases are going out? So I was just afraid it wouldn't be there the next time I go. It's a black bean penny. And it's organic, and the only ingredient is organic black beans. So it's compliant on WW Purple. And you guys, this is not friendly as a cereal. I bought this for my yogurt. I tend to put about 1 smart point worth of something crunchy like cereal in my yogurt. And even though this scans at like 10 smart points for a serving, when I cut it down to 9 or 10 grams, which is normally what I put worth of cereal on my yogurt, it's 1 smart point. And the ingredients are really good. There's no natural flavors. It's actually made with expeller pressed canola oil. Shout out to Bobby at Flav City. He's always preaching about that. So I picked that up, and that will take me a long, long time to go through that box to use it on yogurt. Don't have an immediate need for this, but an organic whole wheat spaghetti, just good to have on hand, I guess, especially with working the purple plan. Some olive oil. We were out of parchment paper and foil, and we were also out of dish soap. And then this was an impulse buy, you guys. It's a candle. It is every bit as big and as nice as the Bath & Body Works candles, but it is only $3.99. So, and it smells great. That's my haul, y'all. All right, you guys, there you have it. That's what I hauled. So I'm going to now attach kind of an abbreviated version of like a what's for dinner video and just show you some of the things that I'm making. I do plan to try at least 1 new recipe this week, hopefully 2. So hopefully there'll be something interesting to show you guys. And also this haul, it cost me about $150, about 15 of which is tax because we have tax on food in Oklahoma. But I actually plan to stretch this along with things that we have on hand for the next 10 days or so. So instead of going back in a week, I'm going to go back hopefully about 10 days from now, and then I'm going to do a huge grocery haul for the holiday. I'm going to do a huge holiday. Company's coming. Got to stock up on dinner things, snack things, everything, and I'll have that out the next time you see a grocery haul. But I'm going to stretch this along with the stuff that we have on hand, so I'm okay. I'm still doing okay on my budget, even though I'm slightly higher, but I'm pretty satisfied with that because I think I'm buying better quality stuff. So here's what we're eating this week. I feel like I'm always telling you guys we've had a change in plans, or have had to roll with the punches, or have not stuck with the plan that we had at the beginning of the week. And already it's Sunday and we've had like 3 nights of dinners and I haven't filmed. My husband and I were going to go out on a date night on Thursday, but we couldn't find a babysitter. So I ended up just making spaghetti instead, and we stayed in. And then Friday night we had an event at the church and we ate there. And then last night we were going to go out for my son's birthday, but we ended up staying in and just getting him the special treat that he wanted and having it here at the house because it was just crazy at the restaurant that he wanted to go to. So anyway, it's just been one of those weeks where once again, I'm kind of like off of my game plan, but now it should be kind of what I had planned, at least I think so, for the rest of the week. So tonight I'm trying a new recipe. I'm looking at it right here. It is a creamy Tuscan tortellini soup, and it is from the website peasandcrayons.com. I'll leave it linked in the description box below. A few adjustments I'm making to this. First of all, I am using half and half instead of heavy cream. And secondly, I'm using just regular kidney beans instead of white beans because I just had kidney beans already and I didn't want to go buy a different kind of bean. So I rinsed those and I'm using those. But I am also doing this a little bit differently than the recipe calls for because I'm trying it in the crock pot. So what I have done is put some carrots, some onion, the fire roasted tomatoes, the beans, the vegetable broth, and the seasonings into the crock pot. And it's a little later in the day, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on high for a couple of hours. And then I will come back later and I will add the half and half along with a few tablespoons of flour for thickening and the tortellini, and let it cook like the last 30 minutes or so that the pasta will cook. So when you read this recipe, you'll see it calls for olive oil, a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of butter as well. But I don't need those things because of how I'm cooking it in the crock pot tonight. Those were basically just to like saute the veggies and then make a roux for thickening the soup. And I'm not gonna do it that way. So I just left those things out as well. But I'm really excited to try this. It's another vegetarian recipe. And so I'm hoping that this is something that I can make whenever our company comes next week. Hey you guys, tonight we are having roast in the crock pot. I bought a chuck roast a couple weeks ago and it was a good price. And I'll link the recipe in the description box that I've used forever and ever. But basically what I do now is just put the chuck roast in the crock pot with half a jar of pepperoncinis, 2 or 3 cups of whatever broth I have lying around, chicken, beef, today it was vegetable. And it calls for a packet of Italian dressing seasoning, but I just make my own. I just put in some garlic powder, some garlic powder, some onion powder, some thyme, basil, oregano, salt and pepper, call it a day. The key is that I cook it for a really long time. I actually usually start it the night before and let it cook overnight. I think this roast was small enough I could have just started it in the morning and it would be fine because it's been finished for a few hours and now it's just kind of staying warm in the crock pot. And I'm trying something new tonight. I'm making a risotto from barley. I recently rejoined Weight Watchers. I'm on the purple plan. I think I mentioned that already. And barley is actually one of the whole grains that is permitted on the 0 Point Foods list, and I was super happy to see it because I've had barley before and I've cooked with barley. So right now I just took a tablespoon of butter and I'm sauteing some onions and garlic, and now I'm gonna add a cup of pearled barley. I just got this from the bulk bin at Sprouts. I'm gonna add that and kind of let it brown up a little bit in the onions and garlic. Then I'm going to add just a splash of white wine. And let that simmer for just a minute or two, and then I will start adding my broth. So you see I've got some broth right there on the stove. It's the rest of my vegetable broth, probably 2 cups. And then I added a cup or so of the juices from the roast. And I will add that just a little bit at a time to the barley onion mixture. And that's how at least that's how I make risotto when I'm using arborio rice. So you have to keep the broth warm on the stove, then you add it just a little bit at a time. And once it starts to get cooked through and creamy, then I will add about 1 ounce of freshly grated Parmesan cheese and maybe some salt and pepper, and that'll be that. And I'm just gonna serve this with a salad. I'm gonna make myself a salad. And I'll probably, I don't know what I'll do for the kids, maybe some fruit, maybe a veggie, I'm not sure. But that's what we're having for dinner tonight, roast and all the fixins. Hey you guys, it's Tuesday and it is the last night of dinners on this grocery haul, the last night that I'll be cooking. We actually have lots of leftovers. We have stuff for sandwiches, we have things, eggs and just, lunch stuff and stuff that we can eat, that we need to eat up over the next couple of nights. But tonight I made a 1-pot Cajun chicken Alfredo pasta. It is from the website therecipecritic.com. I had planned to make a different recipe, but it calls for spinach and red bell pepper, and I did not have those. I didn't buy a bell pepper this week, and my salad greens went bad, so I decided I'd wait on that recipe until I have all the right ingredients. And I had all the ingredients for this one. It's a pretty simple recipe and it's pretty good. I'm just serving that with some broccoli because that's the only veggie I still have in the house. Definitely time to get back to the store very soon because we're low on produce. But that was good. And by the way, the tortellini recipe that we tried a couple nights ago was very, very good. Everybody liked it. I will definitely be making that again next week whenever we have company. And the barley last night was pretty good. The flavor was good. But I need to work on how I'm cooking it just a little bit more. I need to tweak it a little bit, add some more liquid to it and let it cook a little longer because I felt like it was just a little bit firm. And barley is chewier anyway, but I just felt like the flavor was good. I just need to work on how I'm cooking it and make the texture be a little bit better. So that's our dinners this week. I did have to make a few adjustments throughout the week, but it worked out pretty well. I'll leave any recipes that I have linked in the description box below, and look for another grocery haul for me next week. It'll be a big stock up home for the holidays for the Thanksgiving holiday haul. Lots of just snacks and different foods that we'll be feeding a crowd. So check in for that, and thanks so much for coming along this time.